My Maria was written by B.W. Stevenson and Daniel Moore. B.W. Stevenson actually released this song in the 70s, and it was a pretty big hit for him long before Brooks and Dunn ever cut it. When they cut it in the 90s, it was then again a huge hit on country radio and went to #1. We're going to teach the Brooks and Dunn version, which is in the key of E flat. So in order to play that lick that we do in the intros and the verses, and for it to sound right, we're going to have to tune our guitars to E flat standard tuning. We're going to leave the electric guitars in standard tuning, and most of the electric guitar part is pretty subtle until we get to the end when there's a great lengthy outro solo that we're going to learn. Alright, that was the intro riff for My Maria. To do this, we're going to need to be in E flat standard tuning. And so when you're in that tuning, you can do that in the Guitar Basics section. An E chord should sound like this. We're going to start by learning this very first riff. To start the whole song and then to start the second verse, we do this riff. It starts on an open E string, then ring finger on the 2nd fret, slide up to 4, and then pointer finger on the 2nd fret of D. And that's kind of like the intro to the intro riff. So we're going to start with that, and then hit an open E string, and now here's where the intro riff really starts. So we've got the open E, then we've got a B bar chord here. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. To play the chorus, we're going to need the same 3 chords that we used in the verse. An E standard E chord, then we have a B bar chord, and an A bar chord. And that's it. Here's how the chorus sounds nice and slow, starting with the E. Alright, the first thing that we play on the lead guitar for My Maria is the first chorus. So what we're going to do is we're basically just going to be following the chord progression, but we're not going to be playing the same thing that the acoustic does. That would just kind of muddy it up. So we're just going to be playing this. We have E flats, B flats, and A flats. And so at the top of the chorus it would sound like this. To B flat, to A flat, back to E flat. And then we're going to do a little walk up starting on this A flat. Then we've got ring finger up on 3rd fret of B, pinky finger on 4th fret. And we're going to pluck that with the 3rd. Alright, this is a great classic country guitar solo. It's on the lengthy side and it's also on the advanced side. But if you're up for a challenge, it's the kind of solo that if you get your fingers on all these things, it's going to make you a better player for doing it. So don't get frustrated. It took me a long time to transcribe it and even learn a couple of these licks. I had to work them up slowly with the metronome. So be ready to do that. It's not the kind of solo that we're going to get right the first time we put our fingers on these licks, but we're going to go through it One time all the way through, nice and slow, then we're going to go through kind of note by note, and then we'll play it at full speed along with the metronome. Here's how it sounds.